Bonjour, comment ça va? Je m'appelle Sam et aujourd'hui nous allons conjuguer les verbes réguliers in the present. And the reason why I have all these images here today in my presentation is because they all hold a special significance. So, par exemple, the image on the left is a very popular women's magazine, Elle. And the reason I've included that today is because Elle is French for she. So just so you can have that association between the pronoun in French and what it means, you could just look back at the women's magazine and, make that connection between femininity and the pronoun she. And I love that magazine. It's really good. Love it so much. Moving right along, the image right below me is Le Chat Noir, or Tonne du Chat Noir, and that literally translates to Tour of the Black Cat. And the artist who did this was Theophile Alexander Stelin, and he was actually born in Sweden, but he moved to Paris in 1881 because he wanted to be a famous artiste. And so he was obsessed with cats. That was his muse. He's done a multitude of other art pieces. He's done cartoon strips and other famous paintings and posters. And left of that, here we have the iconic phrase, ooh la la. I chose this because I feel like when you think of the French language, you think of these common phrases like ooh la la or merci or j'aime. And the reason why they stick, I think, is because just the way it sounds, and not only that, but also how it looks. It just looks extravagant and dramatic. I mean, just how it sounds, ooh la la, like it's very luxurious, like when you're speaking it. And even in my title, Le Français, it's how it's spelled. Just look at the C, and it's very eccentric, the diction, how it's spelled. So, me personally, I love how it looks aesthetically. That may partly be because I am a normally English speaker. I use English as my first language. So maybe because it looks so different to me that it just looks so attractive, So that is the French language, how it looks like. So once again, this is le français, les réguliers verbes, conjugations. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Okay, so let's first establish the pronouns. So je stands for I. Tu is you, informal. Il is he. And elle is she. On is one, as in like one person does. Nous is we. Vous is you, formal. Il is they, masculine, which refers to a group of men or boys or males, or it could also be a mix of boys and girls, or men and women. Elle is they, feminine, so this refers to a group of girls, women, females. So this is our first example, parler, which means to talk. And it is an ER verb. And this is how we're going to conjugate it in the present tense. So, je would be je parle. And as you can see, we replaced ER with E. And now tu is going to be tu parles with an S. Il parle, elle parle, on parle. Nous parlons, vous parlez, il parle, elle parle. So this is how you conjugate parle in the present tense. Okay, so let's look at one more example. We have marcher, which means to walk. So, je marche. And apparently, Grammarly doesn't recognize that word, so we have to capitalize that. Okay, to marche, you walk. Il marche. Elle marche. On marche. Okay. Nous marchons. Vous marchez. Il marche. Elle marche. So it kind of just sounds like marche, but they do have different spellings in the end. So it's just how it's pronounced, and I'm going to give you a moment to look at how the endings have changed. Okay, so we've just looked at ER verbs. So now let's take a look at some IR verbs, or some verbs that end in IR. For example, we have finir, which means to finish. And just like before, we're going to take the last part and we're going to change it. So it's going to be j'ai fini. And it's going to replace that IR with an IS. And it's going to sound like fini, and this means I finish. Tu finis, you finish. Next we have il finit. And it's going to be IT this time. Same for elle. Elle finit. On finit. Okay. And now we're going to move on to the we form. So, nous finissons. It has that ISSONS ending. Okay. For vous, it's going to be vous finissez. So that's ISS easy. Ils finissent. ISSENT. And elles finissent. Again, same ending. Alright, so this is finir, which means to finish. And this is how you conjugate verbs that end in the IR. Let's take a look at another IR verb. So here we have choisir, which means to choose. And just like the one we did before, IR for the je form is going to be replaced with IS. So it's going to be j'ai choisi. Okay, so just like we did before, it's going to be IS instead of IR. Now for the to form, it's going to be tu choisis. And they practically sound the same. Okay, and I just don't know why Grammarly does not like me today. Don't know. Okay, moving on. For the il form, he chooses, or he is choosing. It's going to be il choisit, and it's going to be replaced with an it. Okay. Elle choisit. Again, also going to be replaced with an it. And on choisit. One chooses. Alright, let's move on to the new form because I feel the new form is very extravagant and difficult. But nevertheless, it's really pretty and the sound is beautiful but complicated. So let's take a look. So it's going to be nous choisissons. Nous choisissons. Doesn't it just sound so nice? That's all spelled. Okay. Vous choisissez. Vous choisissez. Okay. Ils choisissent. They choose or they are choosing. Okay. Elle choisit. So this is a perfect example of a verb that is not spelled the same way how it sounds. So when you look at that, you wouldn't think that it sounds like choisis, but you know, that's how it sounds, and that is also how it's spelled. So let's just do a reiteration of how to pronounce it or how to spell it. So for je, it's going to be is, tu, is, il, elle, on. The endings are going to be it. Nous, it's going to be issons. Vous, it's going to be issez. And il and elle plural form are going to be issent. So just let's take a moment to see how it's spelled. So now let's move on to RE ending verbs. So here we have attendre. See how it ends in RE and it means to wait, and it's j'attends. Okay? Tu attends. Il attend. Elle attend. On attend. Okay, nous. Nous attendons. Nous attendons. Sounds so cool. Okay. Vous. Vous attendez. Vous attendez. You are waiting in the formal version. Okay. Ils attendent. Notice the emphasis on the D. Elles attendent. Okay, so you notice that even though it's spelled D-E-N-T, you don't quite say like dent. You don't pronounce it like that. You just put a really good emphasis on the d sound. So you make it last longer, basically. So you're going to do attendre, really put that de at the end. So that's how it's different from, let's say, for example, j'ai, tu, il, elle, where it's just attendre. All right, so moving on, let's do one more example. Here we have vendre, which means to sell. Okay, so it's going to be the same idea. Je vends. Okay. Tu vends. Il vend. Elle vend. On vend. Okay, new form. Nous vendons. Nous vendons. Nous vendons. It means we are selling or we sell. And as you can see, you take out the RE and you replace with ON. Vous vendez. Vous vendez. Ils vendent. Elles vendent. Same idea. You're putting that emphasis on the D for the D-E-N-T. So we have RE. For je, we just replaced it with us. Tu, we replaced it with us as well. Il, elle, and on, we just left it. We just took out the RE, and now it's just V-E-N-D. Okay, nous, we just added O-N-S. Vous, we added easy. And for il and elle, we added E-N-T. So this is the same formula as, if you will, on how to conjugate regular verbs that end in the RE. I am going to be making a separate video on these verbs in sentences to show them in application. So if you care to learn about how to incorporate these verbs in sentences, then stay tuned till next time. And I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much, guys.